And you're filming, I'm just sitting here smiling, waiting for you to tell me I'm filming.
It's not a photo, it's a video.
Bergamot. Alex. Yeah. Yeah, not their name is not Bergamot, you know.
Welcome back.
Thanks. Alex's chair is higher than mine and he's taller than me, so I look particularly short today.
Oh yeah, it is a couple of centimeters. It's not much. You want to switch?
No, it's alright, it's alright.
Oh.
Awesome.
Are we level?
No. Yes.
Oh, no, you can't stay there, we'll swap chairs.
I don't think it'll change much.
It will.
It will? Okay.
Yeah, I've decided. Thank you. Yes, do you want your phone back?
Oh yeah, I feel tiny now.
Does that make any difference at all, Arthur? Do I care? Do we care? Does anybody care? No one cares.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I don't know why I'm opening the book, in case we need to write anything down later. Arthur, it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember?
Yes.
Do you remember what we did last?
No.
I didn't think you would, because you have been to Czech Republic since we
Prague.
saw you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Czechia.
Czechia.
Yep.
Nice.
Went to Prague, and also Scotland.
All right. I missed that. You
Was it
studied in
Yeah,
Prague,
Prague.
didn't you?
Did you?
Super nice city.
Oh, I love it.
Love it. Yeah.
Did you go to a place called Dog Bar?
No, but I went during the pandemic, so most bars were actually closed.
Oh, yeah. So sorry about that.
I went there a long time ago, like.
It's so good.
I went
It's so
there.
good, but it does make you. It made me very ashamed. I mean, as if I wasn't ashamed to be British enough. Just
All the other
the
British
stag
people were
do's,
there
the
getting
stag
drunk.
do's. Yeah, it's just horrific.
And people wonder why the rest of the EU isn't campaigning to get us back in.
Yeah.
However, I was there in 1996, I think. Maybe before, running the Guardian's sponsorship of the Prague Literary Festival. Okay.
So what were you doing today?
We're recapping what we did last time, which is why I was asking if you remembered what we did. This is not Paul Smith Rose.
Oh yeah.
We took the notes list.
It's really good.
It's not bad, but it doesn't smell at all like Paul Smith Rose, which is... And of course that is not going to be its proper name. We've been talking about intellectual property this week and all, but that is not really its name. That's his working title. Is not Paul Smith Rose.
Well, that's come together as a real thing, hasn't it?
Yeah. How long since we've seen you? 2 weeks, 3
2
weeks.
weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah. Actually, not that bad.
I mean, it's
So-
not Paul Smith Rose, but
No. It had this really strange notes list which said, I think the top said, like top of my head, violet and green tea. And then the mid notes it said rose, violet again, and something else I'd forgotten. And then, magnolia. And then the base, it said, was cedar. Well, they didn't say which cedar, so I think we chose Virginian just for the hell of it. Might not have. And then we added, I think, Umbrettalide HC because it was within grabbing distance.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Just a
tidied
big
now.
bottle.
Yeah, and just topped it up with that. So it smells all right, but it doesn't smell at all like Paul Smith Rose. And the reason we were talking about it was that people come here with a notes pyramid and say, I want to make this. And
I'd like to wash my hair with that.
all right then, I shall get a shampoo base and pour some of the concentrate in for you, and you can have not Paul Smith shampoo.
Brilliant. Thanks. Sorry, yeah, you were just saying before I interrupted
Was
you
I?
what we were doing, which is taking the notes list.
Bergamot we're going to talk about
Oh, today,
today, but this we just wanted to recap because what the end of the last film was, and we'll come back next time and we'll smell this.
Great.
So we have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad it was still there. Yeah. Because I leave things for fortnight and I expect them to be where I left them.
Yeah.
And then I go
Big
away for half a
mistake.
day, come back and
Big
I can't find
mistake.
anything. Yeah, I know. No, it's not. I like what you're doing. So, I'm finding this actually quite difficult to take away from my nose, which is always a good sign. Put it down. Do you want to stick a thing in the bergamot?
Oh yeah. Those are the nasty one.
Nasty one.
Yeah, let's go through them.
Yeah. And we want to talk about bergamot because I put it down on the schedule for the Scenthusiasm timetable.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually next month's, but we can get ahead of ourselves a bit. Thank you.
Merci. Mmm.
I don't get bored with it.
No, it smells
Just
like
'cause
I've never
it's-
smelt it before. It's weird. I don't recognise it.
Earl Grey tea. It has that thing, you know, they open a fresh packet of Earl Grey tea and you get this. Right, so. Oranges originally came from China. However,
Mm.
they got planted along the way. I don't know who brought this one, but there's lots of different breeds, you know how it goes. And this one is named after the town of Bergamo in northern Italy, where I've been, because that's where my friend Scenthusiasm comes from.
Okay, and
And
it's
an
named
orange.
after there, but
Yeah.
does it grow everywhere?
It's mostly grown in Italy. All the stuff I've ever bought has come from Calabria. I've been invited to the harvest. I've never actually been.
You should go.
I will
Yeah.
go.
So why was it named after that place
I
then?
think that's the place where they specialised in growing it first
Right.
of all. You know, the citrus
The region.
fruits. Yeah, the habits of naming things after yourself,
Mm.
like shaddock fruit and frangipani and those other plant things.
Mm.
So maybe it was the Count of Bergamo.
What? Who's Frangipani named after?
Well, there was a count. There's another Italian nobleman
Count
named
Frangipani.
the flower, and another bit of the family named the marzipan paste thing after their family. You know, it's like Hoover, but
Yeah.
that people and their brand names. Right, why do we love it? And
Yeah. Why?
what's it made of?
Yes.
Why is there so much of it in perfume?
Yes. All these questions I
All
want
these
answers
questions. I'm actually too warm.
to. Are you?
I know it never happens.
Do you want to magic your hoodie off?
I might take my hoodie off.
Okay. There we go. It looks
Anyway.
good. Like now, it looks like you're both wearing it. You're
both-
matching. It's good.
Yeah.
We match,
Aesthetically,
yeah.
this is a pleasing shot.
Oh, good. That's all right then.
I like
think-
that top.
And it's actually a shame to cover this up because
I
I've
really
had it
like
about
it.
25 years. I love it so much.
I want one.
I thought I don't think you can even get them anymore. It's the Yoji Yamamoto collaboration with Adidas, and I got it off TK Maxx about 25 years ago.
I really, really like it.
Yeah, good. Anyway, so do I.
I really want one.
Right. I'm such a terrible influencer. It's like, oh yes, buy this. I got it 25 years ago and there aren't any. Bergamot was first used in perfumery, we don't know when. It's a big part of, I think, eau de cologne, which were those citrus colognes that were worn a lot in Italy, and then the recipes seem to transfer up north to France and Germany, and
It was started in Germany,
no, I didn't start in, well, not exactly.
in Cologne.
In that, no,
Yeah.
well, that's the town of Cologne naming it
Yeah.
after themselves. But before that, the formulas used to belong to the monks. The monks all had them.
The monks.
Yeah, and the all the, just religion owned the knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Monasteries. But apparently, some kind, generous monk was supposed to have given the formula to the families in Cologne. There was the Farina family, and then there was another argument was for the goodness, what's the French ones that make the boxes of soaps? that family that. It's in my book. I've written about it. I've just forgotten everybody's
Imperial
names.
leather.
It's not that. Roger Gallet. They argue that they were the first company to make true eau de cologne, and then the Farina stayed. And there's all these others.
Yeah.
And they've all got their myths, and they all said that they were the first ones to do it, and that, you know, a kind, generous monk had given them the formula for it, and so and so.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so it was used not in that. But modern perfumery.
What were the monks doing with it?
They just owned all the knowledge. They did all the medicine. They had all that. This is why Henry VIII wanted to smash the power struggle, the power base that monks had in the UK, because they had all the knowledge. They did, I mean, all the medicines for, like Chartreuse, stuff like that. They were, they knew how to distill. It was a power base, you know. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is
money,
power.
so.
That as well.
And
They had a
money.
bit, yeah. And apparently, they had a formula for gunpowder. That's what Henry VIII wanted off them, because then if he got hold of that, he could blow up their monasteries, which he did. I meant today to stay on track, but you know how it is.
We've
So-
detoured so massively already.
Bergamot.
Okay. Bergamot. Modern perfumery, from when synthetic started to be used. It turns out bergamot was really, really good at being used as a solvent for things like coumarin and musks and vanillin.
Really?
Which came as powders.
Apparently came as powders, yeah. So that's why it used to be used, like, if you get a 35-40% bergamot formula in, say, early Shalimar and Bergalands, they used masses of bergamot.
Was it to dilute?
No, that was just for when they were making the concentrate. When they were compounding, they liked using bergamot because it was really handy at.
I thought it was just for the style of the composition.
I think it helped. I mean, I find that bergamot really helps with diffusiveness as well.
Yeah.
So, but you know, we have theories. We weren't there. We can't ask them. But that's what I heard.
Okay.
Is it's one of the reasons that you've got such high percentages of bergamot in early modern formulas.
I mean, it makes things palatable, because if you just have like 40% vanillin, it does, well, it's more difficult to.
Also, it won't dissolve.
So, it's an orange.
Yes.
I always thought it was a lemon.
And that's the whole the Wikipedia thing, the Google thing.
Yeah.
Actually, Wikipedia's okay. The Google thing. Up till quite recently, maybe 5 years ago, if you Googled bergamot, you'd get a picture of a very lumpy lime.
Right.
What is it, like a kefir?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in fact, it was then pointed out that that's not what they look like at all. They look like green oranges, but if you slice them, they're orange on the inside.
Yeah. So I've got a picture of a green thing here. It looks like a lime.
Let's see.
It
That is the
could
right
be.
one.
Yeah,
That is actually the right one. They are green on the outside, but it's not the lumpy one. That's correct.
Have you eaten one?
No, because have you got no? And is it worth eating?
I mean, I had to go to the hospital after cutting one, because the knife went through my.
Oh,
hand.
okay.
Okay, so-
I think not worth it.
Bad associations.
But
Yeah.
no, it's all right. It was with what's called, like, the seafood scallops.
Oh yeah.
Is it scallops?
Yeah, scallops, yeah.
Scallops. Yeah. So with those, and it makes a really nice citrus vinaigrette, but.
Mm-hmm.
So is it presumably that's what you were saying before?
Yes, that's the thing that people
That's
think.
not bergamot.
Yeah, people think that bergamots look like that, but they ain't.
But I think, like, Firmenich or IFF has this picture on their website
Really?
for bergamot, which is
Yeah.
hilarious.
We'd better
They're very
check
strange
which one it
things.
is so that
No,
we
but
don't
they
look
got
like
called
this.
out like 2
Okay.
years ago, I
Right.
think.
Yeah, they were all over the place.
Yeah,
But
It's-
this
it's-
is not the one.
yeah, that's not it.
So okay.
interrogators. But a bergamot that was used in perfumery has had to have the furocoumarins taken out. So these days, it used to smell kind of deeper and stronger. I accidentally bought some a few years ago, and it was deep dark green colour. And it used to be very good for suntan lotion because it's phototoxic. So Bergasol suntan cream, you'd put that on. When I was a kid, that's the suntan thing you'd use if you wanted to turn brown, because it reacts with sunlight to change the colour of your skin. That's not the sort of thing you want to be doing.
Oh,
so
just thinking, where can I get some?
No, it's sort of along the carcinogenic spectrum.
So the ferrocoumarins,
Furocoumarins, yes.
and they're carcinogenic, are they?
They're the phototoxins.
They're the phototoxins.
And so combined, if you put them on your skin, combine it with
Okay.
sunlight, it changes the nature of your skin, and that's the kind of thing you don't want to be encouraging.
Skin cancer.
Yeah. So now, because when I was a kid, I mean, some of the Diorella I've got in that cupboard, the vintage Diorella, you could spray that on. I did. It was my favourite, say kid, I was 16, my favourite perfume. You'd go out in the sun and you'd get brown stripes where you'd sprayed it.
Really? Wow.
Yes. And so now that has changed because either Bergamot was going to get banned, or the industry took out the bad bits.
Yeah, you could never
we
ban
took
it
the good
because it's
bits.
so fundamental.
Well, this is what we think.
Would you say it's the most used ingredient?
Our place is. We were just trying to think of anything that I make that doesn't have bergamot in. There are a few, but it's one of my go-tos. I think that and labdanum.
I mean, it's very useful, and it's used in, well, not necessarily the bergamot itself, because for like when you produce millions of bottles, it can start getting expensive to have so much bergamot. But the molecules inside the bergamot are used, I wouldn't say like 100% of the perfumes, but probably 97-98% of them. Like the linalool and linalool acetate. It's like...
So, I mean, we have
Not
got
here.
the linalool here,
Yes.
which is, it is a molecule. Which
This is linalool.
This is.
I don't know if I've ever smelt it before. I must have done.
You know what? I think you have, and I think you like it.
It smells like lavender.
I seem to remember we've definitely, well, because I have to go back and then watch the films again to make sure
Fact check.
what I said. So we smelt it not too long ago, I think.
Yes. See, that is Earl Grey tea to me.
Oh, it's interesting because he does. It weirdly smells more tea-like as well. Linalool, I like because. Okay, so the reason I pronounce it linalool, I think I was taught that at school because it's the alcohol from the linalool plant.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not linalool, it's not linalool, it's linalool,
Yeah.
which is what it's supposed to be. But if I say it enough times, maybe somebody else will
Do
say
people
it.
pronounce it linalool?
Yeah, some people say linalool and some people say it's linalool. And it's
Linalool.
actually from the linalool tree originally.
And it's an alcohol.
from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's a nice smooth thing. But rosewood essential oil is almost totally linalool. Whole wood essential oil is almost totally linalool. When you smell it, quite often you say, is it lavender? Because there's a lot in there.
Yeah.
So I don't really buy the component parts of bergamot because I like using bergamot. But if I were making 100,000 bottles of something instead of 100 bottles, that might be the difference between employing 2 other people and not.
Why is it so much more expensive?
Than constructing it from its synthetic component parts, yes. Because there's a limited number of bergamot trees and it takes a lot of processing. There are as soon as you get people involved in a process, rather than being in an industrial process, it's going to be more expensive.
Linalool is actually very easy or straightforward to synthesize.
And you can even extract it from whole wood, and it's not that expensive.
Yeah,
It's
but
not-
then I find it's just yeah, you can.
But if people insist on having the natural
having the
version,
natural
you
version,
can take it
yeah,
out
yeah.
of the whole wood tree. Excuse me. But I don't. I was looking for the component parts. I don't actually have them, but you can, and people will. In big perfumes, they'll say bergamot on the notes list, and it isn't necessarily. But I'm going to spray a perfume.
Great. So practically,
Yeah.
why do you use it every time? Why do you use it so much?
Wow. I'm going to talk about its character then, because I find that bergamot is one of those materials which brings all the others together at the party. It's a good host.
Mm-hmm.
It smooths out a collection of materials, and it introduces them to each other. And where there's a space that feels a little bit empty, that things might be rattling around, the bergamot just brings them together and holds hands and links with them. Is what I feel. Why do you use bergamot in the fragrance, or do you not? Or would you be more likely to use linaloyl acetate and linalool?
It depends on which instance. If cost is not a question, then I'll use bergamot for sure. I mean, it's just so nice. The effect it does on the fragrance is quite different from other citruses, I'd say, because it's not solely like a top note that you'll feel like for the first few minutes. It will like help kind of elevate the thing throughout the journey of the whole fragrance.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really well.
Yeah.
I love the scent, and I love the effect it has. So why not? Why not? Of course, you cannot use it everywhere, but
I do have. I mean, but also it doesn't push its way to the front. It's not a. It's like you say. It's not a kind of shouty citrus.
yeah,
It's very different.
not like a lime or
No.
a lemon would do.
Sexiest scent on the planet.
Sexiest scent on the planet ever. Yep, this is true. Which is 30% bergamot. But it smells at the opening like, I would say, as we know, lemon meringue pie. To me, that's what it smells like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So it's 10% vanillin in the formula, 30% bergamot. I find that, well, I seem to have stumbled upon, by process of reverse engineering, my fragrances that smell strongest and are most powerful per percentage concentration have bergamot and ambrox in them.
I would understand. Well, for diffusion, I'd agree on that.
I think we're looking at Dark Heart of Oltavana, which is probably that is a room filler, which I make, ambrox and bergamot, and also 18% tobacco absolute in here, which is really
wild.
good. But you can hardly smell the tobacco. That's what's weird about it. It's there. But it
Yeah,
might
no,
be
but
over
this
there.
this one's a
Shall I
bit
find it?
special because you have the jasmine that's well, you can absolutely feel the room too.
Yeah.
A ton of coumarin as well. That's like
Yeah, ton of everything.
like
It's funny. Yes.
no breaks.
It's dark coloured.
Yeah.
There it is.
Right. Yeah, Alex filed them according to a method I do not
Size.
size. And since most of them are 50 mils, that's random.
Yeah.
They were alphabetical.
It doesn't smell the same as
Well, it's
the one I
biographical.
have home.
Was it not?
No.
Maybe it's a younger batch. Or it's a different...
And mine is way darker as well.
Yeah,
for some
this
reason.
must be newish. Oh, why does it... It's definitely it.
It is it.
Yeah.
But it's not
But yes, it might be a bit different tobacco. This is the thing about thinking artisan
Yep.
perfumery, isn't it? We just go, well, it's a different batch. It's
Ah,
okay. Good.
I really, really love this. I think this is iconic.
So this one famously, I mean famous for me, was I heard from two guys, Tom and Henri, who have a shop called Maison 10 in New York, and they called up and they said, "Oh, you won't believe who came to visit." So Christophe Lodemiel came to visit, and he went round the 10 fragrances that they had in stock, which is why they call it Maison 10. They have 10 things at one time. They had 10 fragrances, 2 of mine. And Christophe had gone up to mine, Dark Heart and Maxed Out, and said, "Who made these? Because all the rest are shit."
Oh, yeah.
And they told me that. And then I met Christophe and I went and introduced myself. This is like 2018 or so in Berlin, 2017 in Berlin. Art and Fashion Awards. And I said, "Hello, I'm Sarah McCartney, because I made this." And he said, "Oh yes, I smell your perfumes at Maison 10 and I said to them, 'Who made these? Because all the rest are shit.'" And I thought, good. So that it wasn't
Wow.
a myth. It was in fact true. So I took courage from that.
This
and,
is great.
you know, when you sometimes you get somebody says a thing
Oh,
and
so good.
it stops you giving up.
This is a bottle?
It is.
Yeah. But that has. I mean, you can't tell it's got bergamot in, but it's got a fair chunk.
At
It's
the
like
start,
salsa,
you can.
I'm so used to it, just the finished. What I
Yeah.
expect from it.
Yeah, it's just
But it-
so good, isn't it?
It also. Well, thank you. I keep forgetting.
It's one of the first ones that I smelled of yours.
Yes,
I think it was that and Sexiest Scent were the two.
I have a bottle of this one.
you do.
Yeah.
I am honoured.
Yeah. Well, I
Thank
like
you.
it very much. So.
Yeah. Thank you. Good. Well, it's one of the earliest ones that I made. Of course, you've been working for us for a very, very long,
Very long time.
Very long time.
Well,
so-
yesterday I was wearing the first edition of Evil Max.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Can't get it anymore. They don't make it anymore.
I have remade a small amount of the first edition.
Oh, the first one?
The original, yeah. Yeah. Because I made Evil Max Return to the Bus Garage.
That's right,
Evil
which is
Six.
very, very good fragrance.
But then I decided to go back to the original.
Well, then we have to smell it.
Well, we probably do. They might even have bergamot in it. I don't remember. But
It's maxed out. It has everything.
no. This
No.
is Evil Max.
Oh,
That's
Evil
different.
Max.
You have to
Yeah.
smell it. You have to smell it.
I know 2 different people called Max for whom I have made fragrances.
Sarah
Max
will.
Robinson is not evil at all.
Sarah will magically go and get it soon.
I might do that. I don't know where it is. But also, completely different and containing a whole shed load, technical term, of bergamot.
Has anyone made a fragrance called Smells Like Teen Spirit?
Probably. Smells like Teen Spirit. The
Nirvana song.
Should just call it.
Have you not heard Smells Like Teen Spirit?
He's too young.
I don't know what that
You
is.
will know the song.
I think you're allowed 4 seconds of a song on YouTube before
You
they ban
probably
it.
are now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just sing it, Arthur, like in our best Kurt Cobain
From
voice.
like on Nevermind the Buzzcocks.
Yeah.
No.
No, we won't. We can do the introduction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm just very, very bad with names.
Yeah.
That's
So-
all right. Well, especially in, your second fluent language.
This is so good.
Do you know what it is?
Cloud's Illusion.
You are so close. This is.
It's not. It's Complicated Shadows.
Yes. One of the clouds.
It's really good, isn't
Why
it?
is it so minty?
I don't know because there's nothing like anything like mint in it. Orange flower absolute. Narcissus absolute. Shed loads of orris.
God,
You
it's
say, why
so
is it minty? I'm
good.
not even sure. See, now you've made me smell mint.
Well, and also quite limey at the start for some reason.
Because it's British.
Yeah.
No, that's what the Americans call the British limeys.
Do they?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Or at least used to in the 1950s and 60s, because
Why?
in order to survive the voyage over from England to America without getting scurvy,
Yeah.
they ate a lot of limes.
But of course, because of the vitamin C, wasn't it? But
Yeah.
sauerkraut far better. Because and I feel like it might be in the fermenting book. Actually,
is
the
that
lime
right?
thing's a myth. The lime thing is a myth
Oh, is
that they
it?
were eating limes,
Okay.
and they were actually all eating sauerkraut
Okay.
because it keeps, obviously, because it's fermented, it just
Yes.
never goes off.
Yes.
Your limes all go off.
Yeah. Well,
sa-
they used to like just like save them in salt water. They had the
Yeah.
That's
big
true. Well,
that'll
barrels
ferment them.
in salt
Yeah.
water.
That'll ferment them. That's lacto fermentation.
So maybe is that why Americans call Germans krauts?
Probably is. It probably is.
So we were limeys and they were
Yeah, and they're
because
krauts.
of what we used to arrive
Because
with barrels
sauerkraut
of.
has enormous amounts of vitamin C in it.
And
More than your
and
average.
kimchi.
Oh yeah.
Love a bit of fermented cabbage.
Yeah, we like
I
that.
should have brought you some kimchi.
Don't worry, you can buy it from a Korean shop down the
course,
tube station.
My miso has started releasing tamarind. No, not tamarind. It's called tamari sauce. Out because it's a byproduct of making miso. Just you wait. This time next year, we'll all be having homemade miso tea.
Bergamot then, to sum up.
So, I'm going to probably cut all of the last 5 minutes.
It is a
Yeah.
citrus fruit. It is wonderful. It can be used for all kinds of things. It is not an inexpensive product to use.
No, it's not.
You can create the aroma of bergamot if you want to instead by using linolyl acetate, which is nice, linalool, which is nice, citral. And you've got a GCMS, the whole thing, haven't you?
I'm
We
not
can
sure about
give some-
citral because I think that's
Am I thinking
Mainly
limonene?
for-
What am I thinking?
Yeah, limonene.
Limonene, sorry.
Yeah.
I got my
this-
citrus
yeah,
things mixed up.
citral is,
Because I never do it. But the other thing we were talking about was that you can get a bergamot Givco
mhm.
made by Givaudan. So, you know, their rose Givco smells just like rose essential oil, and their orris Givco smells just like orris butter to me. And why would you want to buy a recreation of bergamot that's... Well, for me, it would cost the same. It would cost more if I buy a kilo. If I buy 5 kilos of,
Yeah.
of the Givco, I can get it for the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Actually, for me, it costs less to buy the bergamot.
Well,
But,
it depends the quality of bergamot that you buy.
oh yeah, I buy direct from, I buy organic straight from Calabria. But I buy 5 kilos at the go.
Yeah.
But if I bought 5 kilos of bergamot Givco, it would cost the same.
Oh, interesting.
But, as you say, you can use the bergamot Givco in other products, not just perfumes. It's much
Yeah,
more stable.
It's much more stable. Yeah,
And it's stronger.
it is.
But then we don't know what are the other secret things there are in bergamot that makes it magical yet, because we haven't done all the other. Go on.
Well, it's a
what's
bunch
it?
of aldehydes. You have a little bit of nerol, like you said, but more so neral, which is the aldehyde of nerol.
Mhm.
The thing is I'm not sure about my pronunciation of this, of like most of these, like, see,
Go on again.
so
Tricycline, alpha-thugine, alpha-pinene, camphene, sabinine, pinene, 6-methyl-5-heptane-2-one.
This sounds like a shipping forecast.
It does, doesn't it? Have you ever heard the shipping forecast?
I think I did, yeah.
We'll have to let you. Where were we
but-
on quantities? Because that's got to be tiny. It's not in
yeah,
order of.
yeah, no.
It is not in order
yeah,
of
you have the
significance.
percentages here, but I'm not sure if they are in order of significance. A lot of limonene, and then it's mostly terpenes, and then depending on what the terpene is.
And
Citronella.
I very rarely look at analyses of things because I
Nerol,
just,
geraniol.
if I like it, I use
Takes
it.
all the emotion out of it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I am a nerd. I don't mind a bit of fact. In fact, I love a bit of fact.
Yes.
But I don't really want to make my own bergamot. I'm very
Yeah.
happy buying it as long as it's still sustainable and I mean, I don't know what will happen to the harvest this year. Hope they're all right and they haven't not sizzled off the trees in Italy. But the resilience of the bergamot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a region, Calabria, I think, that burns too much compared to other regions.
At the moment.
You should see it there, but yeah.
Yeah.
But so what should we make with it though? If we're going to have a challenge, a bergamot challenge.
Bergamot challenge?
What do you want?
What kind of challenge would you like?
What shall we blend it with? I mean, it goes with everything.
Do you want because I can challenge you.
Okay.
But
Well, we
what
might
kind
do
of
is-
challenge do you want? Do you want a specific challenge, or do you want more of an abstract challenge?
If we were, why don't we be quite specific and say, if you wanted a bergamot fragrance, Arthur, what would you want it blending with? Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
just going to Name your no. What do you want to smell of? If you were visiting Calabria, I mean, it's in Le Bain de MacBain, of course.
Which is, I was wearing that as a couple of days ago.
Good. We're going to launch.
You are launching that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Have you seen the trailer for Napoleon?
I've seen the trailer
Looks
for
good, doesn't it?
Napoleon. Yes.
When is
Yes.
it released?
December the 1st.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, soon. We got Nick's doing because we've done all the stability tests and everything. He's doing the paperwork as we speak.
I cannot wait for you to launch that for people to smell it, because it's really, really, really good.
So this is my actual Napoleonic style.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really good. Like, it's
Thank you.
spectacularly good.
It's spectacularally expensive.
Is it?
It's great. Yeah, because I looked at formulas of the time, chose my favourite bits, and used those as inspiration. But it's got jasmine in it as well, so as well as the sandalwood and I used the synthetics to replace what would have been animal ingredients at the time. So because that's another thing about if you're looking at recreating really old perfumes from before 1860s, say, that yes, they had a lot of naturals, of course. I mean, they were all naturals, but just about, might have been some secret ones. But the base notes, the real fixatives, shed loads of, we're talking about musk and civet and ambergris and beaver bottoms, beaver bottoms, castoreum.
Castoreum, yeah.
So really, if you're going to go back and recreate historical things, your bergamot's sitting nicely in the middle, but you've got to put, animal recreation things in the bottom. So I did those, but I'm using the sustainable ones like Ambrox and Ambretta Light. So that
I can't wait for people to smell it and for them to
What's your film?
I'm looking forward to sharing photos of the costume.
Yes, because I show it to people.
Yeah, and the sideburns.
Yes.
But I think that people should, it's expensive, but it's worth every single penny. Right, challenge. Are you doing this in the same video, or are we doing a making video?
What we'll do is, I think you tell us what it is you want, and then next week we'll come back having done it and we'll talk it through.
Okay, I think creamy fruits and spices.
Okay.
They
Creamy fruits.
creamy fruits and
And
spices.
spices, bergamot.
With bergamot.
Okay.
Does that?
Yeah.
I've just
then we'll have
said
to
some
think
really
about-
lovely sounding words.
You have creamy fruits and spices. We will. That's going into my ASMR, is it called? But yeah, I'm just going to say over and over again, creamy fruits and spices.
You sound like Matt Berry.
Creamy fruits and spices.
Creamy fruits and spices.
Creamy fruits and spices. Yes, because I had a cold, so I can speak like that this week.
And I'm getting it.
Yeah, I
I
probably
can
am.
feel it.
Well, it's going to make you sound good, even if you feel terrible. So.
Yeah.
Creamy fruits and spices for Arthur. We will return.
Thank you for your time.